Hey everyone, we're here with the Iron Throne Advanced PvP Guide. Today we're going to get ready to basically attack other players, and we're going to learn from it because I haven't really done much of it myself. I'm excited, and let's just dive right into it. There it is. Alright, just a reminder guys, this is a sponsored video by Netmarble, so thank you very much to all the guys over at Netmarble for giving me a chance to catch some dragons. First things first, let's go over our talent tree. These are extremely important when you're doing anything in this game. If you want to focus on, let's say, PvP, you need to have like a talent tree that's dedicated for it. If you're going to be doing a little bit of both between gathering, researching, building, and combat, you're going to want to have a hybrid tree. Or if you're just like really focusing on maybe doing only like research or construction for an event, then you should have probably a skill set for each of those or one or the other. Especially at lower lord levels when you don't have enough skill points to get everything that you want. But let's go over the PvP talents that I chose. Maxed out the troop march speed, 5 out of 10 on monster hunt, max troop attack, 5 out of 10 hunting march speed, 6 out of 10 hero attack, only got half the points for max AP, and then I only got I only got 10 out of 15 for the siege points. So I don't really use siege that much, and I needed the points for other things later on in the tree. Max out deployable troop size, this is imperative, you gotta have that. Now most of my troops that I use are infantry, like most people in this game right now. And so I am using 15 out of 15 for the attack, defense, and HP to get 30% extra attack, defense, and HP. So they're really good use of points, they're not too expensive. Rally attack size, I maxed that just in case I am the one responsible for coordinating a rally. It's a lot of troops, 150,000 extra troops. That can be can make a lot. That's very strong. And then these are actually really important too. I mean, minus 20% troop HP for your enemy for defense, attack, and HP minus 20%. So I mean, for 60 points, with what else is in the tree, you really can't beat that. And then I did grab the second rally with 350,000 additional troops. I mean, that's insane. I don't have enough points at my current lord level to get the deployable troop size. This would be probably one of the most important things to max, but it's all the way at the end. So, I mean, I probably need like 4 or 5 lord levels to be able to compromise some of the points I spent earlier to be able to like max this out. So, one day. But for now, this is my current attack tree. So if you missed anything, just go ahead and rewind the YouTube video, and you'll be able to. Hopefully, this will help you decide what kind of points, what kind of tree you want to use. Alright, so that's it for Lord skills. Okay, so let's talk about buffs. Buffs and just like all your attack multipliers, I'm sure you can tell, are extremely important in this game. There's so many, sometimes you even get confused because it's like, am I missing a buff right now? Like between equipment and just everything else. So let's go over buffs. Make sure you click at the buffs at the top. I do have the special buffs, however, none of these are going to affect your combat. So you don't have to worry about those. Now, if you see these increased attack, increased defense, troop HP, and then, I mean, these three right here, you will get items over time that you can award these. You can also just use gold, 250 gold for 20% troop attack boost for 12 hours. I mean, it's not too much gold, especially if you know you're going to be doing a lot of attacking during a day. You're definitely going to want to have that, even if it's only 20%. If you do happen to have some of the stronger items, if you've been putting money into the game or you're winning events, the 100% troop attack, I mean, that's a lot, right? I mean, 100%, that's pretty strong. So make sure to turn those on, especially if you're getting into like a big war, like Capital Wars, when those come out later. Make sure to if you're about to go do some damage, don't forget to turn these on, because you will probably regret it. I mean, for some of you that don't know, like PvP in this game, when you lose, you can lose a lot of troops, especially when you're the one attacking, because your troops will die and you can't, and then they don't become injured, and then you physically lose them. And so you want to do everything in your power to save whatever troops you can. So decreasing your enemy attack is also, I mean, that's another like basically a huge multiplier that you need to take advantage of. And then one of the other big things is march size. This is like crazy how strong this is. You can basically bring 100% more troops to a total battle. So I mean, having a march size boost could potentially be the only way that you could physically actually beat someone. So that's also imperative. So between those three or up to 6 buffs that I just mentioned, the march size is going to be probably the 7th buff you're going to want to have if you're actually doing some like really competitive PvP in this game where you're going up against someone. that is of equal power, because if you both have of equal power in terms of like what your army strength, it's gonna come down to who has better buffs to see who ends up winning. So don't forget, manage your buffs, just like it says at the top. Don't forget. One other thing we can go over is your hero's gear. Make sure you're running the right hero. That's if you're going to be running a lot of infantry. The Mikoto can actually be a pretty good choice, given that he gives you pretty good benefits for both the attack, HP, and defense. Having decent gear can have a really big impact on your overall troops' attack, HP, and defense, especially if you get like the Conqueror Claymore. I ended up crafting this on a 10% chance, and I mean, it gives you a substantial bonus, 100%. If you were to bump up the Berserker set from Epic to Immortal, it's about 40% additional attack boost, so something to work towards. And then when you do unlock your hero to level 40, it does unlock an additional piece, so you can have up to 2 rings. So having a level 40 hero is going to be a major advantage for you as well. Don't forget about auras right before you attack if you have some that you want to use. These are basically just short 15-minute buffs that give you extra attack for every single individual troop. So I mean, like plus 15 damage on a basic attack for infantry for every single one that you're throwing when you're throwing, you know, hundreds of thousands of troops. I mean, that's a really big deal. So auras are extremely important. And then make sure you have some runes picked out that are going to work out for what you're trying to do. And that should be with anything. It should be whether you're doing gathering, dimensional battle, or in this case, PvP. Okay, so this one of the other things we're going to talk about before we actually start doing this. I mean, I honestly don't even know who we're going to attack yet, but that's kind of like what I'm about to talk about is you need to scout. You need to scout properly. If you saw some of those buff durations that we just looked at, I mean, some of them are only 15 minutes. And so if you're spending 15 minutes searching around the map, it's a big map. I mean, you're just wasting time. And you cannot waste time when you have those expensive buffs going. And so you need to basically scout the map to see who you want to attack before you do, because this game gives you the ability to save up to 999 bookmarks. And so I can show you one. I mean, or I guess I can show you if you want to create a bookmark first. So here's my castle. And let's say you're roaming around the map, and for whatever reason, let's say this area right here is a spot you really want to make note of on your map. When you touch on the tile, all you have to do is click that thing, and then it will basically add the bookmarks, and then you can name it. So name it something that you would remember, and then you can mark it as just a favorite, a friendly, or an enemy, and then it will save it to your bookmarks. So if I want to access one of the bookmarks that I made earlier today, there was a post in our Alliance chat of basically this group of players that attacked one of our players, and so I made note of it. So if I click up there on the bookmark icon, I basically labeled it Outcast Hive, that's the name of the Alliance, and it saved the coordinates, and I marked it as an enemy. So I will click the go, it takes me right there, and boom, here's an entire hive of enemies. And so this is just, I mean, you're going to make a lot of enemies in this game, especially if you're the one that's attacking. And I mean, sometimes you just forget, especially if you are just on a rampage one day. It's like, sometimes you just don't remember where everyone is. So I've played another war game before where there were no bookmarks, and man, I would really wish I had this. So I think someone's burning over here from earlier. One of our guys went in here and attacked everyone, or some of their members. So that's one way to do it. So basically what I need to do before I do this is I need to go scouting. I gotta make some, I'm gonna add some bookmarks. I'll do this outside of the video, and I'll try and like bookmark like 4 or 5 bases for us to hit, and maybe we'll get some resources along the way. All right, so I found a hive. I found a group of players, and we're just gonna use this one hive as a place to kind of test out attacking in this game and see how it goes. I'm thinking we're gonna be okay, but I guess you never know. So we're just gonna go and do it and see what happens. Let's go ahead and buff up. So we're gonna get some buffs going. I'm not gonna use like my crazy attacks. I mean, I've got I guess I can use this 20% troop attack buff for 24 hours. We'll use this one. Let's see if I have the same thing for defense. I don't. I only have a 12-hour buff. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the one for 12 hours. I'm not gonna be awake that long. All right, troop HP, and then ooh, I don't want to use the really big one. And yeah, I want to use troop HP. HP is extremely important for saving some of your troops so you have less troops that die. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. March size, man. Do I really want to use one of these right now? Oh man. Yeah. Oh, it's only 4 hours. Holy moly. Yeah, I actually want to do it without it just so I kind of know like what we're up against right now, just to see if I even would need to use something like that. So, all right, let's go to our bookmarks. Bookmarks, I can talk, and we're gonna go to the RFA Hive. I just made that while I was kind of like in between clips here. Gotta make sure I'm recording. I was talking earlier and I thought I was recording and I wasn't. I hate that. Okay, so we're going. This is the RFA Hive. So they've got a few players without shields. And we're going to start with their strongest player first. This Jujun next door. We're going to do that. Live life. Live your best life. Okay. Well, I guess living my life is going to be best by attacking you. So, alright. So I want to teleport like right next to this guy. So all you want to do is if you want to teleport next to someone, just click on a tile and then press teleport, and then you have to move yourself basically where you see 3 green hexagon, I think it is, and then just click teleport. So we're clicking teleport, boom, I'm right on top of them. Now I have a shield right now, so they can't attack me even if they wanted to, but I can attack them. So have I not attacked in this game? So I could scout him. I could scout him to get some information out of him, but we're just going to attack. So if I attack, basically it's going to remove my peace shield. I know that. I'm well aware of that. All right, so I do not want to use my T6 troops when I do this because they're like really strong. However, I don't mind using. Or man, do I really? Let's try and use like lesser troops. I don't even know if I want to use my 2-5s. We're gonna bring a little bit of everything, but I want to bring mostly melee. Well, you know what? Let's just try all melee. See what happens. All right, it's gonna take 18 seconds for this to happen. Like I'm nervous. All right, deploy. Yes, go ahead and break it, and we're attacking, and it's gonna take 17 seconds. You can use march boosts if you want, like when you're attacking someone, if you want to hit them super fast before they can put up a peace shield, you can use these speed ups to basically catch your opponent off guard. So right now we're attacking, and in a moment we'll have a report of what happened. I think I captured his hero. I see now I've got this jail thing over my castle. I think that means I just blew him up and captured his hero. So he's on fire. He is on fire. So we can actually go back and see what happened. So if I go to, basically go to my castle and I go to my mail, I will be able to see what happened in that fight. So great victory in PvP. So I was able to get some resources from him, and it kind of gives you a visual battle. I only lost 2,300 troops, and basically destroyed most of his basically everything. So let me see if I can attack him again and see if I can steal some more resources. Or I guess this time we'll go ahead and scout. Let's scout. Let's go ahead and do that. Just costs a little bit of silver, just so if we can see maybe if he has any resources left. All right, so let's go to mail. Scout successful. I think he has a lot of resources. However, I think some of this is like actually protected. So let me try to attack him again and see if I can actually take some of these away from him. I'm just going to use all 2-5 now that we know that we've basically killed most of his troops. Based on the tier troops that you use, it determines your march speed. So if you use like stronger troops, you're probably going to notice that your march times take a little bit longer. And so that is that's something that you sometimes have to think about when you're sending troops somewhere is, man, do I really want to use these troops? It's going to really slow down my march time. Just one of the many things you need to think about when you're doing this game. Because I got 30, it's going to take 27 seconds for these just to come back. All right, so I was able to attack him again. And now if I go to my mail and I go into the battle, does it say, okay, so yeah, I'm getting more resources obtained. I'm getting a bunch from him. I didn't have any troops that died last time. All of them survived. Not a single. There's no troops left. We killed them all in the first time. So it's like I can feel free to use all of my troops or my really strong troops, and it's not going to matter. I can keep attacking him over and over and over again. So this kind of gives you an example of the PvP in this game. So now these are the resources that he has in this guy. Like he has 14 million iron, and it's like I don't think I can actually take that iron away from him. You know, it's like because I'm only obtaining like the small amount of resources, so I think it's actually protected. That kind of sucks. I was hoping I'd be able to take all of his iron. All right, so let's try to attack someone else that maybe has more resources for us to take. Let's see here. We've got this guy, Dragovich. Let's try and attack him. He's level 11. He's pretty low level, but let's just go ahead and hit him. Let's go ahead and we'll just use like all T1 troops against this guy. So we'll just hit him with, let's scroll all the way down. And we're gonna give him some pikemans. Like we're just gonna use all pikemans. Just T1s, pikemans, that's it. And if you notice how much farther away this is from where the guy I was right next to, that alone, this guy I was right next to with the higher tier infantry, it took like 30 seconds. This guy is way farther away, but because I'm using T1s, it makes the march time a lot faster. So this is a good example of how the tier of your troops can affect your overall march time. All right, here we go, RFA Dragovich, and he takes the hit. And we may have another prisoner in my castle. Not entirely sure. All right, so he's on fire. Let's go to our mail, and we're gonna go into the PvP battle. And I was able to get a little bit of resources, not much. It looks like he had no troops anyways because he was already zeroed by someone else. And so I'm not gonna be able to get anything. Sometimes you just don't know. Like if someone doesn't have if someone does not have a peace shield like this individual had, they may have already been attacked by someone else. There's nothing that like visually, if you could like, visually tell that they don't have any resources. So sometimes you have to tap them once or scout them to see if they have anything that is value. Okay, we're gonna try going up against the guy that has good game over his base. He's got like 2 million power, so we're gonna try to attack this guy. I think again, I want to honestly just try to use like only tier 1 infantry and to see how it goes and use that as kind of a test. Just with all of the armor buffs that we have and everything else, and like a max attack. Even if I lose T1 troops, like I don't even care about these. So I feel like this is just worth a shot. And then if I do lose or whatever somehow, then I can always hit him again with better troops. But these T1 troops just like barely cost anything, and they can be quite effective, especially with all the infantry, HP, the defense, the attack buffs that we have through talents and gear. It's just like, it kind of makes sense just to keep trying with T1s, rather because like the higher tier troops are super expensive and I don't really want to lose them. I want to wait until I need them when I'm going up against someone that's like really close in combat power. So I attacked a couple of his other guys, this guy over here, and he had nothing. I didn't really expect him to. This guy though, of all their targets, this Dooms guy may have some resources. I don't know. This Castroni guy though, he may have something. He may have a little something. Let's see if I win the battle. Looks like, well, the base is smoking. It is smoking. He might actually be successfully defending this. I don't know. Maybe should have sent better troops. I don't know. I think I may have lost. So if yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure what happened. I think maybe I did successfully attack him. But it's still going. Oh wow, yeah, okay, so let's actually look and see what happened. I think I lost a lot of troops there. So we did get some resources, not that many. So I lost almost 45,000 troops there. Oh, almost half of my army. Oh my goodness. So he had a bunch of troops that did survive. So I mean, we could attack him again to kind of just finish off some of the troops, that he has. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that or not, though. I could scout him again and maybe try to take out the rest of his troops. I guess if I was just trying to inflate my troop kills that I have for the ranking system, I could do that. But, I mean, he doesn't have any resources, so it's like I don't see any reason to. Okay, so we're going to hit the Dooms guy. He has a decent amount of resources inside of his castle. But I think he's actually going to put up a shield before my troops have a chance to get there. I've got a 43-second march, and I see him withdrawing some troops from like other locations. I don't know if that's him or other people, and so I might actually get to witness him placing a peace shield before my troops get there. I don't even know if you can do that, like if you can apply a peace shield. while a march is on the way. I've played other war games where it doesn't matter if there's an attack on the way, as long as you peace shield before it happens, you're fine. This guy does have about the same power, a little bit less power than Castrone, and we were able to win, so I'm just sending a bunch of T1s again just to see what happens. So, I don't know. I don't think he got the shield up. I was kind of expecting him to. Coincidentally, maybe he just had things that were sent out that were supposed to come back, but he was withdrawing troops from like everywhere, so I was kind of confused. Alright, so we did attack him. Let's go into our mail. Let's see here. I did lose another 40,000 T1s. We got some loot. Not as much as I thought, though. I don't know how much loot someone has to have before you actually get like a decent amount of like what they had. Because if I go into Scout on Dooms, like he had 5 million iron and 5 million wood. So it seems like a significant amount. And look at all that food he has. He had 25 million food. I can't get any of that. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Maybe it's because I have to bring like maybe his siege to like actually have capacity. Is that really it? Is my capacity that low? Is that maybe why? Is my capacity that low? Or my troop capacity where I can't... You know what? That might be it. That might be it. I might be onto something here. So, this person here, let me scout them again. I think I might be onto something. We're gonna try something because I'm super confused and like why I can't take a lot of loot. I think it's because my capacity on my troops is so low with this build I have. Because look at all the iron. They have 14 million iron. And all the food. So, I mean, let's attack this person again with just T1s. So we're going to take all this off. Now we're for sciencing this. So we're gonna use all T1s, deploy, and I'm just gonna make sure that they don't have any troops defending anymore because we're about to send like all of my armies in there over and over and over again. And I may even equip, I have a couple heroes with gathering gear, and they actually might be able to help me loot more, like, you know what I mean? Like my gathering gear will actually be really good for this. So I did get a little bit of iron, but not much. Dude, I don't know. It's not much. Okay. This doesn't mean that much, so let's try this. Hear me out. Okay, so did he have any troops left? No, he's got no troops left. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to attack, but we're gonna be using other heroes. And we're basically going to be attacking with like maximum capacity. So we will deploy, this is fine. And now we're going to attack it again, because you can attack multiple times, right? But I wanna max out my capacity. And the best way to max out capacity is with sieges. So I guess there's 3 million capacity right now, so we're gonna deploy that. It should take a little bit longer, but since they're right next to me, it should be fine. Let's just do all T4 sieges and see if that makes a difference. Alright, so we're gonna do more of these. That's another 3 mil. There you go. We're just gonna be attacking over and over and over again, because now I'm curious. That's another like, oh, I think I'm running out of them. Alright, so we're gonna deploy that. And then I'm just gonna use the auto feature, I guess. So I don't have to manually do it every time. I actually don't have another hero to like send out an additional march right now, even if I wanted to. Okay, so I've been attacking them over and over and over again. No, I'm not getting their food. I don't think I am. We'll see. Let's look and see what I'm getting now. Okay, so we actually are starting to see an increase in overall materials. So 150,000 iron on that last hit. And on this at 240. Okay, so I am getting the food. You see the food there? Yeah, I am getting it. Wow. And now you can see 1.4 mil here, now that the other resources are basically kind of like milked out. Man, I didn't even think about that. I need to have a build. I need to have a build in my PvP build that actually allows me to have troop capacity. Because, yeah, like if I really want to take all their loot, I can't. I have to attack them like over and over and over again. It's like this gives the player way too much time to react, you know? So that's something I'll have to think about, and something that you should be aware of is that if you want to be able to maximize how much loot you're getting per attack, you gotta have more troop capacity. So, all right. we learned something new. There it is. Alright, well that about does it for today's video on combat in Iron Throne. I hope this was a help to some of you guys that are looking to get into combat. Just make sure to do all your buffs before you go out there, make sure you're in the right gear, and check those talents. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys did like the video. If you want to see more videos, just be patient with me. We'll get more content out there, or head to twitch.tv/KoopaTroopa787, drop me a follow. I do stream a ton, and you might just see me playing one of your favorite games. Thanks for everything, guys. I will see you soon. Take care.